Okay, the World Wide Web. Those of you who are listening that were old enough to understand because you grew up in the 1990s and back, cameras were around in the late 20th century, but they were grainy and there was ambiguity. So it can easily be argued that you couldn't tell some of the time who was and who wasn't on that footage. It was not as high res as it is now. This story still sticks with me because I don't remember what the young woman had done, but what it hit the national news. She had a full ride scholarship to a university. Getting ready to leave, celebrating and stuff. I don't remember what she did, but she posted something on either Twitter or what was called Twitter or what was called Facebook at the time. In less than 24 hours, that scholarship was gone. Full right, lost everything. I don't remember if she was a member of a cheerleading squad or a band or if it was an academic scholarship. Gone in 24 hours. Welcome to the new surveillance state. Here's the thing, a story's about to pop up. And I know me being Black American, people will say I should act a certain way. But when you grew up in Alabama and certain things were said to your face in the deep and dirty South, you learn to build resilience. Understand that before this story pops up, I'm gonna take it in the same, put the same energy to it as I did this young lady who I believe may have been Black American. But that story is a story of many stories. So in Oklahoma, it was almost homecoming. And to celebrate homecoming, they told kids to get together and coordinate the game Scrabble. Each wear one letter and the letter could spell out a word in coordinated groups, spelling out their victory as they get ready for their homecoming game. 6 students, most now believed to have actually been on the football team, because the article said it is a well-known thing because people already been getting online, running their mouths and telling on these 6 students. There is a blurred picture of them on the Daily Mail, but I will not put it up because I still believe they're minors and should not be exploited in that way. They decided for their Scrabble challenge that their 6-letter word shirt was gonna spell out that 6-letter N word, and then had the nerve to post it online. That went viral so fast that the principal came out and said that homecoming is now canceled. But when he said that at the time, I had to go down and read the rest of the article. When you got football players in a school of people of diverse races using that kind of language, they got with the local police and agreed that for safety concerns. Now, the fact that they immediately got the local police involved indicates that was probably going to get out of hand real quick. I mean, you each of you come with a Scrabble shirt on, all spelled with the N word, and you are a certain race. I'm gonna take this in the same direction as I took the young lady that lost the scholarship. You young people that are old enough to know better, because there are people in the comments saying that you were old enough to know better, and rightfully so. When you get to an age that you're old enough to know better, this kind of behavior hinders your future. I'm appealing to anyone. I don't care your race, your gender, your ethnicity, what you identify as right now. If you are between, probably I would say, middle school up to 18 years old. Now, sometimes it'll get you in elementary school as well. And I would argue that if you have an elementary school age child, they shouldn't have a social media profile. Really, in middle school, they shouldn't have one. High school, and I wouldn't want my high schooler, if I ever had one, to have it. But it's a different type of maturity level. That would be something that we would discuss as it comes. See, this isn't a little incident that you can blurb and wipe off unless you plan to stay in that little small town for the rest of your life and marry there and never travel the world and never do anything of significance where people look you up. In other words, you're financially dependent on someone else already, and they're going to give you an inheritance. This is not to slight, so please don't get upset with me, because I know some of my audience is white, and this isn't about that right now. I'm trying to focus on the future of your actions. See, the difference between us in the 90s and back versus you all is that from the time the 21st century hit, the cameras and everything got more sophisticated. See, you did this in an age of Meta, you did this in an age of X, you did this in an age of TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. You did this in an age of YouTube. Meaning that because people replicate things now, or they'll keep something that they think is culturally relevant or relevant to the times. Somewhere your images will always circulate. The Daily Mail did you justice by blurring your faces. This is the United States, the same free speech you operated under. Some people will say they want to operate their right to show your face because you should have known better. But that's not even where I want to take this. You don't have the gift of covertness in this generation. Especially when you put yourselves online. And I'm talking to anyone right now. I don't care what your skin color, for y'all that got kids, because remember I put up that disclaimer. I don't want minors watching my videos, but I would venture to think that some will. Just don't advertise that you do, because I don't have any interest in having the liability for that, and I know that sounds mean. This isn't going to be a stick it to white people video. That's just not who I am. Okay. These kids, regardless of race and how they identify gender-wise, are getting on this whole internet, making what they think are innocent decisions that's going to come back to bite them a lot sooner than they think they are. Consequences are clapping back faster than ever. And to be honest, in high school, when you're that, you know better. What I will use is their football as an example. If indeed some of them, all of them, were football players, you should kind of have thought about how this was going to affect your future if you wanted to go play in any league. If you wanted anyone to endorse you, if you wanted to have sponsorships, if you wanted scholarships. Because I can't say because you are white, you are privileged and you have money to put yourself through college. I know that there are poor people who are white in the United States. But again, let's stick back to this for all kids. Given the so-called, now say quotations mark, justice system in this country, I'm not telling you to be a prude and not be a typical kid. Teenagers do a lot of old crazy stuff. In my day, they just toilet paper egged houses. I never got to do that, or knocked mailboxes over. They might put whoopee cushions under your seat and you not know it. Things like that. You all are making life decisions, adult decisions in your childhood. You're not enjoying your childhood. I'm grateful that I have no hate in my heart for no race of person on this planet. But if I did and I was sitting back thinking about my future, best believe if I wanted sponsorships for playing a sport, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Or I'm not going to wear things, suggestive clothing or suggestive lettering, sending any suggestive message of any kind. Sometimes you can't do what you feel like you should do. And you can't say what you really think. It's a lot of times I want to get on these videos and say some stuff that I know I shouldn't say. And I don't. It's called restraint. You are at the age where you are learning that etiquette in high school, or you should be understanding that etiquette. The principal did a right thing here. He moved swiftly. So I can in no way blame the school for this. This is something that you were old, and all 6 of you were old enough to know better. Just like any of you get online in high school making a fool of yourselves, saying certain things online, making threats about harming your own classmates and things. You're making adult decisions as kids. Why don't y'all just want to be kids anymore? Why didn't y'all just want to go hang out and talk about girls on a Saturday night? Why didn't you just want to go and enjoy your frickin' homecoming? Because it got canceled, fearing safety concerns. See, y'all get this free speech stuff mixed up. You have a right to wear those letters. But employers have a right to not hire you. Schools have a right to not give you scholarships. Future NFL teams have a right to never bat an eye at you. Because from that standpoint, for the latter, the last one, the NFL, you are a PR nightmare now. Just like that young lady who made that one viral video and in one fell swoop lost her whole scholarship. This is not even something I'm going to blame the parents anymore, because I'm finding out that some of these parents are trying to curb a lot of you all, regardless of race and gender. You just get on this here internet and just do and say what you want to anyway, thinking, oh, I'm young, this'll pass. It's sad to me because you're doing things that won't necessarily put you in prison, but still has a profound impact on your future. And look, if somebody's listening, I'm not appealing to these boys right now because I think they were old enough to know better. And being called that growing up in Alabama, I understand the implications of it. What I'm using this story for is to let you know that the stupid stuff you do, unlike the generations before you, you ain't getting by with it. Cameras are high res, photos are high res. What I read into this article is that some of your own classmates alluded to the fact that some of you, or if not all of you, are football players. What else are they on this man's internet telling people about you? Did they tell people your name? Did they relay certain other things about your family? See, this stops being just about you. And this is for any teen. Anytime y'all engage in this behavior, it stopped being just about you a long time ago. It's also about the hurt you cause people around you. Maybe we need some classes on etiquette. Perhaps we need to sit down and have greater conversations about future consequences. Because these days, all it takes is one video, one photo, one person who took it to get offended, one person filming you from a distance and you don't realize you were being recorded. Maybe you're just fortunate enough to where you do got a hot pot of money sitting somewhere and you ain't got to worry. Maybe not. Y'all got to start thinking about this stuff before you post this crazy stuff on this here internet. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that right there was telling, and it ain't going away.